1999, a new artist emerged from the USA and had such a huge impact on the pop scene since her debut album was released that people have been hailing her as the next Madonna. Britney Spears is the type of engaging performer that would inspire any girl or boy thinking of becoming a pop star. Motivated by a burning desire to express herself on stage and a restlessness to keep learning, Britney is a multi-talented performer with the world at her feet.
I love what I do. You know, honestly, I love what I do, and that's what keeps me going.
Britney Spears was born on December the 2nd, 1981, in the small town of Kentwood, Louisiana. Kentwood is a traditional, hard-working, rural and close-knit community where there is little else to do but go to school or work and then meet up and chat with friends. That was until a star was born, who within a short space of time would put this friendly southern town firmly on the USA's showbiz map.
Kentwood is, I think, typical of a lot of the small towns in the South, the southern part of the United States, where in a lot of ways it is still a very idyllic upbringing. Everyone knows everybody. You know, you cruise the main drag on weekend nights. You know, you can find trouble, but you usually have to make your own pretty much. I mean, there's not, you know, a lot of like crime or anything like that. It's a very rural setting. You know, so, you know, you drive down these little Louisiana highways with your friends at high speeds, and that's like one of the things you do. Would have been real close. Church would have been a big part of the community, I guess. You know, would have played a large role in just shaping the kind of tone of the community. She still has a lot of her friends that she grew up with, so that kind of speaks to the close-knit atmosphere that she grew up in, and the fact that the friends that she made then are still very much her friends.
It's a town that has its origins in the timber industry, and that went out years back. They also have a natural source of spring water, which they bottle, which Britney is often seen drinking in public. And Britney rose to become the next big thing in Kentwood, or actually the only thing in Kentwood.
It was not long until Britney's mother, Lynn, noticed that her young daughter possessed a natural talent for performing. So soon after, Britney was enrolled at the RENEE School of Dance, where the future Princess of Pop was starting to get a taste of things to come.
I think part of what made Britney so successful so early was that she really did have an incredibly powerful voice at a very young age. Because she had started taking lessons at like, I think she was taking dancing lessons at like 3 and winning pageants at 5 or something like that. When she was around 8, she sang in public at a church. And her voice was so powerful that people thought she was lip syncing, which is ironic because at the time she wasn't lip syncing. That would come much later. So she was really driven at a very young age. She always wanted to perform, and she always wanted to win. And at the time, because her talent was so precocious, she would win most of the things she went out for.
From an early age, I always knew I wanted to perform, and, you know, doing that, you know, fame comes with that. So, I mean, I'm just, you know, I've always wanted to perform and being on stage, and that's the best feeling in the world.
When I first met Britney, my grandma went to church in Kentwood, Louisiana. It was named Greenlaw Baptist Church, and she went there and sung a couple of times. And she sung "Victory in Jesus" the first time I heard her. She got up there, and I figured that she'd be nervous because, you know, she is singing in a big crowd. Because Greenlaw ain't really a big church, but it was back then whenever she went.
When I first heard Britney's voice, I knew from that very moment that she was going to be a star when she grew up. And she gave you, I mean, when she performed, you knew by looking at her, she had everything it took to become a star at a young age. nobody in Kentwood was surprised that Britney became a big star. We were just waiting for the day when she did become a big star.
Well, she performed at a lot of local things and was usually the dominant winner. But the big one was Star Search. That was one of the really early ones. And the first one, actually, or one of the first ones that she didn't win. But she got very high. Like, she won the first round, and I forget exactly how old she was, but it was around 10. And she went, and ironically, Justin Timberlake was in the same competition, although he wasn't Timberlake yet. He was Justin Randall. But Britney was in this competition and won the first round, and had this really gold lame kind of outfit on, and was really very flamboyant. And then she lost in the final to a 12-year-old boy named Marty Thomas. And what was interesting is that backstage, Britney was so distraught, so upset, that Marty even had to comfort her. This poor kid just won Star Search, but instead of really just enjoying it to the fullest, he's kind of helping Britney out because she was so upset.